My name is Julian Williams, and I take Expedite. Some days I walk into the gym, you don't really feel like working. Take a scoop or two of this, shake it up in some cold water, throw it back, ready to go. The best stuff I've ever had, Expedite.
Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here in Las Vegas, being joined with Manny Robles, whose fighter Andy Ruiz Jr. will face Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight titles of the world. How good does that sound, Manny, and how happy are you for this opportunity, not only for Andy, but for yourself to get another shot at Joshua?
No, that's great. I mean, extremely grateful for the opportunity, of course, humbled by the opportunity, and we're going to take advantage of it. I know Andy will be ready. He's happy and ecstatic as well about the opportunity, so we're definitely going to take advantage of it.
What did you make of the time that you guys have available to prepare for Anthony Joshua? It seems like it's only like 3 weeks available.
Actually, it's 5 weeks total with this week, but people have to understand that we just came back from a 10-week camp. We fought 2 weeks ago. So he took a few days off, and he came right back into the gym this past Monday. So in reality, it's a 15-week camp, and in between that, we had a fight with a guy like Dimitrenko, which is a taller fighter. Of course, he's not Anthony Joshua, but think of it as a tune-up fight. Think of it as that. A guy as tall as he was, and now we're facing Anthony Joshua, which obviously a different fighter. He's a world champion. But the best heavyweight, in my opinion, the best heavyweight in the world. But we're going to take on the challenge. We're going to take on the challenge. We're going to grab the bull by the horns and take advantage of the situation.
But it's not ideal, though, right? To have, like you said, maybe like 5 weeks, 4 weeks to sit down and actually make a plan, right?
It's not the ideal situation, but then at the same time, these type of opportunities don't happen every day. So we have to take advantage of the opportunity. It couldn't have come at a better time. If you would have asked me a few weeks before the Dimitrenko fight, and hey, Joshua, well, then maybe not. Maybe right now it's not the right time. But knowing that, again, we just came back from a 10-week camp, we got the Dimitrenko fight, I think it's the perfect timing. He's in shape. Guy's in shape, man. I mean, he's ready to go. So, we're starting to put a game plan together. We're setting up this proper sparring for this fight. So I like our chances.
You faced Joshua before with Dominic Brazil. Coming from that experience, what do you think it'll take to beat Joshua?
Well, coming from that experience, I mean, we're talking about two different fighters. Dominic Brazil and Andy Ruiz. Two totally different fighters. Although, we're talking about Dominic being the bigger fighter, taller. This kid is definitely the more athletic of the two. And he has a lot more, he has a bigger background. Although Dominic was an Olympian, this kid fought as an amateur has been fighting as an amateur for many, many years, since he was a kid, and was part of the Mexican national team as well. Had a lot of international experience as an amateur, and then obviously he has, 32, 33 professional fights. He's fought for the world title in the past, so yeah, he's not green, he's not we know what we're getting ourselves into, so we like our chances.
How does he beat Anthony Joshua? What do you see there that... No, I'm not telling you the game plan, but what does Andy have inside him, skills-wise as well, that makes you feel that, he's going to go in there and take these titles?
I got you. And, for those of you that know Andy and follow Andy, very athletic guy. Looks can be deceiving, as they say. But don't worry about what you see on the outside, man, because this kid is all hard. Cojones, as they said during the press conference. So you're going to see a fighter. Look, you got to understand, what we have in our advantages is that Andy has faced plenty of big guys in the past. Every guy he faces is big. On the other hand, Joshua, he's never faced a Mexican fighter, and especially a fighter like Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz is an exciting fighter. He's got a different state of mind now. He's just in a different place, with the Dimitrenko fight, of course. Before then, this is interesting. We talked about this last year. It's just funny how last year Andy was down in his luck, feeling depressed, and But I did my best to keep him motivated, to keep him in the gym, and to keep him excited. And I said, look, kid, things are going to be different. Just wait. A year from now, things will be different. I see yourself fighting for a world title a year from now. And actually, it's come a little sooner. I was thinking more like later in the year, but it's come a little sooner and than anticipated. And I also said, and you're going to face Anthony Joshua. I'm not kidding, and he'll tell you. You're going to face Anthony Joshua, and you're going to knock him out. And I know exactly what you're going to knock him out with. That I won't tell you. But yeah, we talked about it, man. You got to, sometimes you just got to, as they say, you got to talk about it. You know what I mean? You got to believe. You got to have faith. You have to know that destiny, God works in mysterious ways, man, and He has a plan for every single one of us. And I believe that God's plan for Andy is exactly this: to shock the world, to become the heavyweight champion of the world. And who else better than beating Anthony Joshua, the best super heavyweight in the world?
You said knockout. You envision a knockout.
I envisioned a knockout.
You think Andy's gonna knock him out?
That's why not?
No, but you said you envision it. You believe that?
Absolutely, I believe it. I believe it. But of course, this was something that I envisioned. I'm telling you what I envisioned, what I dream about. But we have to prepare ourselves to go 12 rounds, because if I say we're gonna knock him out, then no, it doesn't work that way. With my experience as a trainer, I have to prepare my kid to go the 12 rounds if necessary. And we have to put a strategy together. And then obviously if the knockout comes, then great. That's what I envision, And I also, and I do believe that Andy has what it takes to become a world champion. We wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case, believe me.
Weight-wise, where do you want to be at? And do you think he's at a point where he's at the weight you feel he's the most optimal to get the most out of him?
I believe that coming from the Dimitrenko fight, and now hitting into this fight, he's going to be even better. He's going to come in at a lighter weight, of course. We talked about the weight, and then people will know in due time, but we talked about the weight, but it will definitely be lighter than when it came in the last fight. See, what it is we're going to continue to work from our last fight coming into this fight.
So is this then even a better moment because you guys came off of a camp, he was already in shape, he didn't really have a long layoff? That everything's like firing off on all gears?
Absolutely. This is funny, and I kid you not. I put him on a scale on Monday, coming off the week layoff. He was still working, but coming up, getting him back into the gym. I got him on the scale, and he weighed exactly what he fought at, what he weighed in the day of the fight. Which is, I believe it was 268, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty good. I mean, if you think about it, going back 12 weeks when he first started camp, he came in pretty big. So coming into the fight, of course, he 258 if I'm not mistaken, then 268 the night of the fight. That's what he came in on Monday at 268. What does that mean? Great. This was your fight weight the day of the fight, and this is your weight now. So we continue to work off of that to get him to come down to possibly 250, 255, and that's exactly where I want him.
Manny, this is just crazy how everything came together.
Correct.
Even though it's not ideal, I do wish you guys luck, and I think this is going to be a great fight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Here with Manny Robles, the trainer of Andy Ruiz Jr. This is Marcos Villegas in Las Vegas.